FTN Broadcasting proves tonight that we do a little bit more than just pounding the pavement. In fact, it's quite the opposite case when you look at that track surface. Tonight, we'll be slinging mud in Braselton, Georgia. Welcome to a special presentation from the Lanier Raceway. This is the Outlaw Dirt Series, and we're looking to have some fun with a special event. This is the Sportsman Showdown. Qualifying on the move for a multi-heat, multi-feature race featuring the 358 modifieds. We're looking to get things done in the dirt tonight, and what an event it will be as we head down to Lanier. We've been to this track before for small oval races, of course, in pavement conditions. Tonight is going to be a little bit different because, as you can see, it's a rather brown track surface. We're going dirt racing tonight on FTN, and I'll be your host. I'm David Kreutz, commentating and producing. Welcome to tonight's coverage. We currently have about 25 drivers in the field qualifying for our heat events. As it stands, Matt Taylor is at the top of the board. Let's take a look downstairs and see what exactly drivers are doing now to put good laps in at this very small track. Top 5 on the board here going to be led by Taylor with 3 minutes and 34 seconds left on the clock. Currently, it looks like minimal change at the front of the pack here. If you take a look on down the pylon, however, that's when you'll notice drivers making big waves. Drivers still taking times. The fastest lap so far, a 14.323, and Taylor sitting on top by 21 thousandths of a second. Ripping the high side here, that's the number 25 of Gavin Gravitt. Gavin on the move is one of the final drivers to have not taken a time so far. It looks like we're going to be dealing with multiple heat races today, expecting 3 with the field size that we have. Money is on the line, a prize pool of more than $250. Drivers paying $15 to enter. They know the stakes. Bo Krebs getting up to the top of the board. That's the number 168. Bo with a fast time, 32 thousandths quicker than Taylor. That's for P1. Austin Furman on the way now. Furman going to be making moves in the number 21. 8th place right now for Austin. Kyle Hardy goes into 11th. Logan Herbert right now is 21st. And the final driver to have taken a time, leaving only 3 behind him to wait. Logan now taking some few extra laps. Most drivers have gotten it off the circuit as we await tonight's festivities. Let's talk a little bit more about what you're seeing on the track today, because compared to usual, it certainly looks different. And that's because it's going to be a very different style of oval racing. Taking it to the dirt today, this package is also modified from the stock 358 modified. We'll be taking down the power by about 5%, which means these cars will be driving a little bit slower, crate modified style. We'll take down the power, give it some closer racing, and it'll make things even tighter at this already small track. Got ourselves a 40-lap A-main coming up, so while drivers are really coming through quick, 14-second laps, not a driver slower than the 15-second mark. We are limiting performance, which means drivers should be closer to one another by default. You don't have to push as hard to get the car to perform the way you'd like. Slinging it up on the high side, the 32 Morano is building himself up. Anthony right now going into his second lap. First one, a 14.4. That'll put him up exactly into 11th with eyes on the prize to get inside the top 10. Anthony comes across the line. And it looks like Morano going to make a move, but it will not be enough to gain any more than 1 position. Morano up to the top 10 with a strong run in that second lap. Nobody else on the circuit taking a time. Kyle Hardy is stalled, and that leaves us now with Luke Bishop. Bishop just got on the way. That's the number 15. Bishop on the move now. He'll be the penultimate driver with a shot at a time here. He and Tyler Knopf, the only driver so far not to have taken a lap, and Bishop going to flicker ever so slightly, but no big troubles. That first lap for Bishop is going to move him big up to 9th place. He looks about a 10th of a second faster already, taking it down to the middle groove where there's dirt already packed in from that practice session. At the line, Bishop quicker, and that's good for 3rd place. Luke Bishop, one of the strong late runs, but it will be instead pole sitter Bo Krebs at the line. Bo with a quick time, a 14.291. That is good for your pole position as we look tonight for 3 8-lap heats. We'll then have a D main, a C main, a B main, and an A main. The heats, all of which are 8 laps long. That's very quick with how short this track is. A reminder that the Lanier Speedway is only 0.38 miles long, smaller than Bristol, smaller than Martinsville, smaller than almost any oval circuit on iRacing. We're just a few miles away now from the road circuit road Atlanta, but focus is all on the dirt as we get set to race this time by. Pole sitter is going to be Bo Krebs. Krebs getting it up to the top of the board in an 8-driver heat. Let's see now what the field can do as they get settled in a race. Justin Young in the chat room, thank you for stopping by. Looks like right now Young is going to be off the circuit. He'll be in our successive heats. Bo on the bottom, Justin Veal up high. Now we're going to get to see what these drivers are dealing with. The 358 mods are going to be power limited tonight, 95% performance, which means crate mod style racing with the 358 bodies. Justin Veal up top. Double file once again, 8 drivers, and they'll be looking in this heat for 3 transfer positions. Green flag is going to fly this time by. We get through the start-finish line, 1 more lap of pacing. Bo Krebs perhaps the favorite after putting down a heater of a lap to get that pole position, but don't count out Justin Veal now. He's working the top. We'll see now if the dirt is packed up there well enough for that top scene to come in. Most likely, we'll see more of that as the day progresses here. But to start, Bo Krebs gets away, and he's got a good jump. Green flag's out for an 8-lap heat. 3 drivers advance, and the battle for the transfer already begins. Brandon Giselwhite going to be on the bottom. Tyler Allwart is going to be up top. Advantage right now with Brandon as he skates up ever so slightly. No contact. That's going to help out now. That number 18 up high, of course. A little bit more side by side. For the race lead, Bo Krebs has it. He's working that middle groove well, defending upon all lanes, letting Justin Veal go up top and try to work the higher seam. They'll cross over now with this quick switchback. Justin Veal's got a shot for the lead again. They'll be side by side in the 3 and 4 for the transfer. Up high, Tyler Aldwart stays. Down low, Brandon still has a slight edge into the entries of the corners. Already only 5 laps to go as they remain toe-to-toe for the race lead. Bo Krebs has not let up yet. He's going to let that number 20 ride high. Justin Veal with a switchback maneuver. It's only going to cost him a position. Once again, Justin skirts it to the top side. He's building that momentum, taking more speed, and the line of least resistance is what's really helping out now. Veal is not fighting the car at all. He's letting the top side with a little bit more embankment get the work done. All the while, Bo Krebs is really skating up top, trying to defend. For third place, it looks like Brandon Giselwhite is a little bit slower now, each and every lap. Tyler's got the edge for third. It's a 4-driver battle for the transfer with 2 laps remaining. Justin Veal looking for the overall pole position here. To the bottom again, there goes Bo Krebs. 1 lap to go. They're side by side for first. They're side by side for the transfer. Justin on the bottom. This gives Bo Krebs another shot for that crossover move. He's got it low. 1 more chance. Justin Veal all the way down to the inside at the line. Bo Krebs by 16 one-thousandths of a second. Tyler Aldwart takes the final transfer. Justin Veal finishes in the middle. 3 drivers move on automatically. Now on to heat number 2. Matt Taylor will be your pole sitter for this second heat. Then you'll have Ben Jolie, Gavin Gravitt, Anthony Morano, Eric Curtis, Mitchell Maynard, James Bauman Jr., and Logan Herbert. Same field size, same implications. They'll be fighting for the outside pole. Taylor gets on the way. Taking a look inside the cockpit here for Matt Taylor. It's not about gearing as we often see with the smaller oval cars, but instead it's all about power, distribution, and that wheel work. You don't have to concern yourself with shifting an abundance of gears. You put it in drive, you keep the power down, but then it becomes more about how you work the dirt around you and how you take that power and move it. Throttle input, you drive with your feet. That's how it is at a dirt track like Lanier, and you can see already that lower groove getting a little bit darker, but the top side being worked well by Justin Veal. He only just lost at the line. Field is bunched up. Gavin Gravett holds the transfer spot to start. Anthony Morano is looking to do what we saw in the last heat and make his way in from outside in fourth. Here we go with Matt Taylor at the helm. Green flags out. Taylor takes the race lead. Already going to see that same 2x2 formation. The number 32 of Anthony Morano gets put to the side, and here comes Gavin Gravett. Gravett looking all the way down to the apron of the circuit. That'll shoot him up high, but he's got enough of that momentum to keep defense. The 25 of Gravett works to the bottom again. Ben Jolie at the line. Slight advantage now. Matt Taylor back to second place. It looks like Taylor's struggling a little bit more to get that grip on the inside groove, letting easily Ben Jolie not only take the lead, but now come clear by more than a car length. The number 33, maybe not the strongest in qualifying, but already proving to have the advantage in the race pace. 5 laps to go, coming to 4 now. Matt Taylor facing pressure from Anthony Morano, and Anthony doing exactly what he intended to do, make his way in from the outside. Gavin Gravett now finding himself fourth place, and he's looking to fend off on Logan Herbert. One more time at the line here. Of course, we're getting closer to the very end of this race. Second heat coming by fast. It's our second of 3. Then we go for our D main, our C main, our B main, and our A main for the day. More than $250 on the line, so to advance and qualify in by default would be tremendous. To the point now. 2 laps to go. Up high, the number 25 of Gavin Gravett tries. Can't quite get there. He'll fall back into fourth once again. Final lap coming this time through. Ben Jolie with the advantage into 3 and 4. Matt Taylor tries. Surges on the high groove. Contact! One around. That will be Gavin Gravett. Anthony Morano gets away for third. Herbert is second. Ben Jolie wins heat number 2. Incident at the very end. Matt Taylor falls into the D main as a result. Luke Bishop will lead this 7-driver heat. It's our third and final of the day. Major incident in that final lap. There are multiple drivers involved. Morano just barely getting on the lucky side of it, and unfortunately for Matt Taylor, it sent him all the way back now into the D main, and he'll have to snake split his way up rather than automatically advancing. Luke Bishop with the advantage over Brandon Koppenhaver for second, Austin Furman for third, Ty Dickinson in fourth, Scott Rayome in fifth, Clay Christopherson sixth, and Anthony Boglia in seventh. Bishop, he ran strong. He got one of the final times in qualifying, and with the final time, he did a pretty good job. Now we'll see what happens here, and hopefully we keep it green for that transfer position. Dickinson is looking now to follow the trend of the previous 2 heats and go from 4th place on the lineup for the heat to making it in as the final transfer. It's happened both times so far, and it looks like the high side has proven well to start the race for row 2. We'll see whether or not it's fact or fiction. That's the better place to be as the field gets at it once again. Bishop has the opportunity now to, of course, take the win. We saw our pole sitter for heat 1 win. Outside pole sitter for heat 2 got the job done instead, but Bishop moves away 3 car lengths into turn 1 for our final heat. For the transfer, Dickinson down to the inside already on Austin Furman. It's a 4-driver race. You look back to the mellow yellow, number 51 of Clay Christopherson. He'll work it high. He is still in the fight as well. Now it's going to be Furman trying to defend, but it's going to be rather tight with side-by-side racing just behind. Dickinson staying close now to Brandon Koppenhaver. Koppenhaver takes it up top in the 717. 3 wide briefly. Koppenhaver slightly faster now, coming down the back straightaway, but it is still going to be high side, middle, and low all together. Here comes Scott Rayome to the inside, looking for 2 positions in one ordeal. And this could also bring the 51 of Christopherson for 4 wide. Contact instead for wreck. Anthony Bogli goes from last up to 3rd. And more than half the field is involved. Koppenhaver shredded, as you can see. Here's a replay. 3 wide becomes 4 wrecking very fast. Koppenhaver was in the mix there, as we'll give you a slightly better angle. Contact between all 4 of which the 717 hit, gets up in the wall. Scott Rayome spins. Christopherson gets hard immediately after into Austin Furman, who got away rather. Then all 4 stop. Big hits. Furman got away, just to confirm. Koppenhaver was left up high. Scott Rayome now to pit road. Christopherson there as well. Ty Dickinson got that last piece of damage. Caution's out, field frozen. Only 8 laps, see an awful lot of trouble. Anthony Boglia gets the biggest win of all, going from dead last in that heat, now to having an opportunity to directly transfer over. See what happens here. It's perhaps the best situation for a driver who was that far behind. 4 laps to go. This time through, Scott Rayome comes in. Luke Bishop leads. It's a single file restart as well. And it looks like now the battle is between Dickinson, involved in the wreck, and Bogli, who got through from last up to 3rd for the transfer spot. 3 to go, although Anthony does not have damage. He does not have that raw pace, and he's already slipping behind. To the inside now, Dickinson is looking to make that move, and it looks like he is just clear at the line for 3rd. 2 laps to go. Luke Bishop is going to get away with this one if he makes no mistake from here. And with less than half a mile to go, it looks like it'll be rather easy again for the number 15 to come out on top. Luke Bishop. Final lap. Ty Dickinson looking to the inside now on Austin Furman. Can't quite get there. At the line, Bishop will win it. Right behind him, Austin Furman and Ty Dickinson advance and get out of the heats. Next up, it looks like tonight we're going to be switching things up, skipping our DCB mains altogether. We've got ourselves 5 minutes until we go racing. Drivers making it in, it looks like 9 of which. See what happens with the rest of the field here as we figure things out. But we know the automatic qualifications, and we know one thing, Bo Krebs, by virtue of starting it off strong, he's going to be at the top of the board to get this one going. Krebs is the man you'll hear from right now as we take a word with your overall pole sitter here in the FTN broadcast booth. Bo Krebs, 168, getting onto the track here for warm-up, and he puts on the best showing overall, both in practice and qualifying. Let's hear now from your 168, Bo Krebs. Strong showing to start this one, and we're heading toward our main event very soon. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Rolling off from the pole is going to make it a lot easier, obviously. But hopefully we just keep her in one piece, stay up front all night long, keep my tires in check, and be there at the end.
Tonight, of course, money on the line, and for a short race, it means that every lap matters. More than $250 in the prize pool. You think at all that's going to affect the way you're racing?
Just another race at this point. It's same thing, different day.
That said, 40 laps, strategy also not a lot of time to execute. We know tonight is going to be slightly different. We're working with the 358 modifieds, but they're going to be slightly power limited, driving like the crate. How have you gotten to grips with this performance package?
I honestly didn't feel a difference. It feels pretty much the same. So it just was a lot of just adapting back to a 358, especially coming out of the real car. So just a little bit of adapting to it, but we seem to be right on pace right where we need to be.
Confident for the time being, and good reason to be. Qualifying fastest and taking that heat victory. Bo, before we let you go here, any final comments before we go racing?
Yeah, just good luck to everybody.
Just like that, Bo Krebs on the way. Thank you again for your time. Bo on the move. Let's talk next to the man to number 33, Ben Jolie, getting away strong in heat number 2. Here's a word now from number 33. Ben, you'll be starting on the outside pole position by virtue of a heat 2 win. A great position to be in as we head toward our 40-lap main feature. Cash on the line tonight. All about winning or getting as close as you can. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, we won heat. I mean, the car was pretty good. I mean, it's all about the driver because the setups are all the same. So we'll see how the feature plays out, and hopefully we can get top 3.
Feature race tonight is not going to be long in the slightest, but when you look at it, it is still 5 times longer than what we dealt with in those heats. Is that at all going to play into your strategy?
Yeah, I mean, I run this track quite a bit, so I kind of think I know the line it's going to be too. So I definitely think I'll have a good shot at getting a top 3. So we'll see what happens.
And you mentioned your experience here in Lanier and what you've seen so far. Do you expect for that multi-groove action to come to play? Drivers working the high and the low?
Yeah, I think at first it's going to be high and low for a little bit, and then towards the middle as it'll start moving down. So we'll see how the track plays out and see how the drivers react to all the sliders and everything happening. So see how it goes.
Starting second on the day, Ben Jolie. If you have any final comments before we let you go, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I gotta thank everyone at Republic Enemy. They put this thing on dig, but it's a fixed setup, so it's all about the driver. So we'll see what happens, and good luck to everyone in top 10.
Ben Jolie, number 33, looking to get the job done today. Thank you again for stopping by. With Ben on the move, one more driver we'd like to hear from, your most recent heat winner and winning it in decisive fashion. Luke Bishop, heat 3 winner, just a minute away from going to the grid.
Yeah, how's it going?
Looks like you got yourself a strong starting position for this main feature. Getting close to going racing for 40 laps tonight. And, of course, cash on the line. A big event for you, or you just taking it as is?
Yeah, man, it's a huge event for me. I'm just glad I got this opportunity. Won the race last night and actually got offered to come ride. Just thanks for training guys like. Gotta thank everybody that helps me out. Yeah, looking forward to it.
And it looks like you came in pretty strong getting that invite after a big win here. So now you've got yourself that experience with a similar field. You know you can win around these guys. What's it going to take to adapt that to a race like this where there's so little time and so much on the line?
Yeah, man, it's going to take some true determination. I'm going to have to play it smart early on and get ready for the grid here.
And it looks like we're heading toward that grid right about now. Before we let you go, Luke, any final comments?
Yeah, man, I like to call my boys back at LBR Performance, man. This setup ain't an open race setup, but we definitely got it going. Good luck.
And so now, Heat 3 winner Luke Bishop on the way. Thank you for stopping by. Bishop gets on the move, and we are ready to go racing. Here's how it pans out. 40 laps, the Heat set that grid, and it'll be Bo Krebs up on top. Your starting grid will go as follows. Let's go from top to bottom with Bo Krebs to the point. Next, you'll have alongside him Ben Jolie. Third place will be Luke Bishop. Justin Veal will be in fourth. Logan Herbert will be P5. Sixth place will then be Austin Furman with seventh and Tyler Aldwart. Anthony Morano is eighth and Ty Dickinson is ninth. Brandon Gizzowhite is P10 with Matt Taylor in 11th. Anthony Bogley in 12th. Carson Cherry, P13. 14th goes Mitchell Maynard, and Brandon Koppenhaver is 15th with Kyle Hardy, Jane Bauman, Clay Christopherson, Michael Farmer, Eric Curtis, Scott Rayome, James Halliday, and Gavin Gravitt, putting them all together as our final drivers in a 23-car lineup. Bo Krebs, perhaps the outright favorite, but the most dominant in the heats was Luke Bishop, who led 8 for 8 with no competition. Justin Veal was keeping Bo honest, so watch out for him to get close. And moreover, now as we get toward our racing tonight, you're going to see more drivers trying to make some redemption runs. Matt Taylor getting wrecked out late in the going. I'm sure he'd love to get things put back together and right the wrongs, not only in performance, but maybe on driver-to-driver basis. He'll be starting in 11th now by virtue of that most recent wreck. Bo Krebs, to the point. 40 laps, very little time. It's all about execution in the now. The iRacing pace car heading low. There is no stopping from this point. Krebs, Jolie, Bishop, your heat winners lineup 1, 2, 3, and they're getting ready to rumble. Green flags out from the Lanier Raceway. Welcome to your main. The caution is out. Again, it looks like that wasn't for an incident. We're just making sure everyone's with us. There's Mitchell Maynard. Mitchell, it looks like, missed the start, and we'll get things going again. Pace truck is getting back with the front of these guys here. That'll give them a little bit more time to sink into the nighttime pavement here. Let's talk about those track conditions. Overall, ambient temperature coming in at 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Track temp right there as well. Winds are northeast bound at 6 miles an hour. And of course, nighttime skies, you can't really tell much else. We will restart this race now. Get things going once again. And in this main event, you might have noticed the laps are already ticking down, so yes, cautions are counting. Here we go. For lap 2, the field is set to go at it. Bo Krebs to the point. Let's see what happens from here. Timing and scoring shuffling up ever so slightly by virtue of that caution, but it's still Krebs up and ahead. Green flags out. Bo's got the lead. Then from there, you'll already have the fight between Bishop and Herbert there as well. Austin Furman going to be fighting up in front. It looks like he's recorded at the line as your race leader, and that is not unintentional. Austin now going to be scored as your leading man. All the while, the battle up in front is Ben Jolie, Luke Bishop, and still Bo Krebs is out in front there. On iRacing side, though, that is not the case. Bo is scored in 17th, and that might be a timing and scoring fault. I'm not quite sure what is going to happen here. Race control might have to correct it manually, but lap number 4, Bo Krebs is leading the pack, but he is now driving in 17th. According to timing and scoring, Austin Furman is your leader, but you can see here, he is in the middle of the field. So we'll focus on Krebs and company up to the point, 5 laps in out of 40, and iRacing giving us some trouble. A few guys are shuffled up, and it looks like that is unintentional because they're still racing for the lead here. Krebs right now going to find himself up and away. Logan Herbert getting to the inside once again, though, nearly making contact with the wall, and that could have been very serious. Luckily, the 611 couldn't quite get there, and so it'll be a dive side by side. Still, Herbert looks low. You're noticing already perhaps that winner-take-all mentality is not really coming to play. It's not a heat race any longer. You want to maintain calm, collected racing, and that's exactly what we're seeing out of the front of the field. James Bauman Jr. going to head up high. There's a little bit of contact up ahead, but everyone makes it out. That's the one thing about these dirt cars that works out real well. You can slide, but you won't often spin. Drivers send themselves up high, recover well, and get back at it. Watching the tail end of the field here, of course, you'll have these leaders again, Bo Krebs, Logan Herbert running at it. And although timing and scoring says that Bo right now is 17th, he is still clearly leading the pack time after time. 30 laps to go this time by. Krebs is still ahead. Anthony Morano, Austin Furman going at each other. This is in the back half of the top 10, although officially it is for the race lead, and I don't believe that is correct. We're contacting race control to make sure that the leading guys are scored proper, because Bo Krebs and the like are absolutely going at it with no concern now. Up high, there goes Luke Bishop. Bishop can't quite get there again. And Luke, who started third, is now going to find himself P4, and that's because Logan Herbert is having an amazing rise up the circuit. To the inside now, Logan finding himself getting the race lead, and race control has confirmed that, yes, this is the battle for the lead. So Logan Herbert is your leader, and he is not in 17th place. Bo Krebs is now going to be second. Luke Bishop third. Justin Veal is in fourth. Watch out for these guys. They are the ones fighting. Bo Krebs turned. Caution is out, and Krebs loses the left front. Your pole sitter facing bad news in our second caution of the day. Bo is now going to be severely damaged. I don't know whether or not he'll have a shot to get back out there. Looks like two faster pairs, so he will have that second chance, but it's going to cost him big in track position. He got rattled all the way through. You saw guys like Brandon Gizowhite getting away. Also saw Anthony Morano in the mix. Anthony got through as well. This will give the field a shot now to reset and get drivers in their proper positions. Michael Farmer previously scores the race leader, and everyone's cycling up. Anthony Bogley right now going down to pit road. Justin Veal getting up to the top of the board. Logan Herbert now race leader. You'll see them all cycling past the iRacing pace car. Caution laps do count, so even though they are short laps as well, the clock remains ticking. We'll let the field settle in, and we'll go back at it with less than 20 laps to go. Now most of the pack has scored one down as we figure things out. Logan Herbert getting a lap back, but I think that puts him one lap ahead. So, interestingly, everything cycles out well. iRacing pace car reflects it. We are good to go once more. That will give Logan Herbert the race lead. Then you'll have Justin Veal, Bo Krebs, Ben Jolie, and it looks like Bo's going to get away just enough that he will be once again third place. Timing and scoring still shuffling out as we come toward the line to get things green again. One lap remaining until we restart for the second time here. As the iRacing pace car ducks low, everyone will be properly sorted out. Green flag's out. Logan Herbert's got the race lead, and the entire field beside him is one lap down, except for Justin Veal. So it looks like now everyone's going to get shuffled in, and that one lap down scoring error has been fixed by race control. Now we can race without issue. 24 laps remaining. Justin Veal to the high side, and we're starting to see that double file groove as expected. The high side not being used all too much, but it's all about going low and lower. Watch that slick dirt on the bottom of the track remain a hot spot from beginning to end here. Toe-to-toe just behind Austin Furman, Brandon Gizowhite, and Ty Dickinson, all of which are going to stay with each other. There's the number 67 to Dickinson, the final driver in this leading battle. Then further behind, you'll have the 35 Kyle Hardy, Scott Rayome, the 51 of James Bauman. You'll have Clay Christopherson, all of which going nose to tail for the mid-pack places. Anything could happen, as we saw previously. Your pole sitter, Bo Krebs, knocked out of line, knocked out of the lead. This gives Logan Herbert the advantage halfway down, halfway remaining. Logan has it made currently. They'll be 3 wide for second. Middle of it is Ben Jolie. Then you'll have up top Justin Veal. Anthony Morano, who just barely made it through heat number 2, is looking to continue defying expectations as he'd like to take second place overall. Contact briefly, that'll shoot Veal up to the wall. That brief contact is not going to completely damage these cars, but something like that will. Justin Veal is still getting hit, and he's taking that contact back and forth. And perhaps much to the dismay of the 20 team, he'll fall back again into 4th place. Austin Furman now will be 5th. Brandon Gizawhite is 6th. Dickinson 7th. 8th place is Matt Taylor. And Taylor looking for that recovery run. In heat number 2, his race came to a close on the final lap by virtue of a massive wreck. Now, he's back up inside the top 10. He's outperforming guys like Bo Krebs, and he's coming up on Ty Dickinson real soon for a shot to make further passes. 16 laps to go. Coming toward the final 15, this time by Justin Veal. Still going to be finding himself in the podium battle, but just not enough to make his way in fully. Anthony Morano, 3rd place, looking for 2nd. Can't quite get there. Take a ride on board now with that number 32. Morano on the back end now. Ben Jolie, the public enemy machine, still stays just ahead for the catbird seat. Logan Herbert has been running away now, and he is continuing to expand his advantage. Herbert in the 611 was an immediate challenger, got by Bo Krebs, and hasn't looked back since. 13 laps remaining now. The 32 still looking low. That's Morano. Hasn't gotten 2nd place yet. Justin Veal. Forget about it now for the number 20. He's gotten away from the top 5 battle. He's all about the podium. Looking back, Austin Furman, Brandon Gizawhite still going at each other. You'll see Gavin Gravitt is all the way on the high side here. And to call his bluff, Ty Dickinson goes further up. Starting to see that high groove really worn in here. Still 3 drivers for 2nd place. Anthony Morano now up to a race high P2 with 9 laps to go up next. Logan Herbert is out and away, and it looks like if he just hangs on, the race win is his. He's only got about a heat race's worth to get to the end, and those came and went quick for the 611. Now to finish the job unscathed. Gavin Gravitt in the number 25. Off of 3 and 4 is really going up top. Then he's switching back to the bottom, and it looks like it's working out just enough now for that 67 to get a shot on him. Crossover maneuver. Let's see what happens now for Gravitt. He's looking for 7th place. Can't quite sling it there. Austin Furman is getting up now to Ben Jolie and Justin Veal. It's a fight for 3rd more than it is 2nd. Morano is now comfortable in that 2nd spot. 6 laps to go. Bo Krebs has gotten up into 12th place, but it looks like overall a disappointing night for the driver in the 68. Qualified, of course, your pole sitter, the favorite to win it, and it just hasn't turned out his way. The starting grid, of course, things changed for Logan Herbert, and he has only been on the up and up. Finished 2nd in his heat, qualified overall in the top 5, but was not on the front 2 rows. And now Logan is making his way with only 4 laps to go. Coming up next, to the stripe, 4 remain. Austin Veal is still trailing Morano. Ben Jolie is just behind. You'll have Austin Furman 5th and Brandon Gizawhite P6. Only 1 caution so far. The fielders remain clean. Halliday going up to the high side now on Carson Cherry. Can't make it through. 1 down low. That's Eric Curtis. Curtis is stuck, and the caution comes out with 3 laps to go. It looks like we'll have ourselves a 2-lap shootout, if anything. Curtis is destroyed. Watch this. flicked up the top by the number 69, and then tried to get it going again and spun down a pit road and hit the tire barrier on the way out. That was contact with Mitchell Maynard. Maynard gets away for 17th. That's going to be, I think, a race ender there for those who were involved. Michael Farmer went down a pit road at the same time, and he's still facing trouble as we look live here. We will have ourselves a 2-lap shootout. Leading man is Logan Herbert, and it's going to become send it for the victory. Win it or bin it. That's the mentality now as the 6'11 of Logan Herbert has the advantage. Herbert is first. Anthony Morano for second. Justin Veal is going to be right there with. Watch out now for that number 6'11 as he looks to take home top honors tonight. So long, of course, as he keeps the rest of the field at bay for only 2 laps, he'll have himself a victory. Less than 3/4 of a mile. That's the difference now, and that's the distance Herbert has to travel. Logan Herbert has led the majority of this race and has outpaced the field from pole sitter Bo Krebs to those further back, including Morano, Veal, and Jolie. Nobody's had the stuff, and now to prove that the 6'11 has it made, he'll only have to make it through 2 more laps. Just behind him, Anthony Morano, a driver who undeniably has faced hardship and made it through and succeeded. You'll also have Ben Jolie just with them in that 3rd position. Anyone in the top 5 has a shot. Just depends on how much they want it. 2 laps to go to end the Sportsman Showdown. Logan Herbert gets away. Anthony Morano all race facing that pressure now for 2nd place. The rest of the field further back is dicey, but for the race lead, this is all that counts. 1 lap to go. Logan Herbert with the advantage. He's run a comfortable groove so far, hasn't had to risk it in the slightest. Anthony Morano now watching behind him for a challenge at 2nd. It's no good, and Logan Herbert comes away with victory in the Sportsman Showdown. Dominant during our main feature, and through 40 laps, Herbert comes away victorious. It's Herbert's victory at the end of day. Logan wins from Lanier. Top 3 in their podium placements. The 6'11 of Herbert, the 32 of Morano, and the number 20 of Justin Veal. Getting the most out of a prize pool, and of course, the top dog, Justin Herbert. Your race winner here in the Sportsman Showdown. Race results go as follows as Logan Herbert gets the job done over Anthony Morano for 2nd. Justin Veal then finishes in 3rd, and you'll have your 5th place finisher, Austin Furman. 6th spot then goes to Brandon Githerwhite with Ty Dickinson 7th, Gavin Gravitt 8th, 9th to Bo Krebs, and Scott Rayome P10. 11th place will then be Clay Christopherson. Matt Taylor finishes in 12th, and immediately after the fact, Luke Bishop is 13th. Tyler Allward is in 14th. Mitchell Maynard, P15. Carson Cherry, 16th. James Bauman is 17th with Anthony Bogalia in 18th. Michael Farmer, P19. Kyle Hardy, 20th. 21st for James Halliday. Eric Curtis then in 22nd. And Brandon Koppenhaver, 23rd and last on the night. Big man of the night is, of course, your winner, Logan Herbert, and you're about to hear from the driver who wins it all. Herbert's coming to the broadcast booth, effective immediately, and we'll hear from your entire top 3. We'll get a word now from Logan Herbert, who gets the job done. That's the number 6'11", and he'll take victory here in Lanier. 40 laps of racing, and he led more than 75% of which getting through Bo Krebs, your pole sitter, and he is on top. Let's hear now from the man who got it done to wait for him to join our waiting room. Unfortunately tonight, and shockingly enough, Logan Herbert had surgery, isn't able to talk, and still pulls out the victory. Nevertheless, the 6'11 pulls through with a great performance, and we congratulate him once again. We'll move on now to second place Anthony Morano and get a word from the number 32. Anthony making it in from fourth in his heat grid and finishing second overall, real close there to getting the job done.
Yeah, I gave it everything I had out there. It's tough to do much with the less horsepower there. So I was trying to save what tire I could and ride it out, just be patient and pick them off as I could.
Tonight we worked it out well, of course, using that crate modified package on the 358. You're saying it might have caused a few troubles in making passes?
Yeah, I didn't really have the power to get up out of the corner. I mean, the 358 struggles with it already, and then you take away a little bit more power. I mean, it makes for good racing at a lot of tracks, but hopefully Justin's got something going on. I know he's having mic issues, but it was a good race though. I mean, it was a lot of fun. We were able to move around, and unfortunately Lanier just gets one lane, so I knew that was going to happen. So I just wanted to get down to the bottom as quick as I could.
Tonight, of course, looking at that main feature, it was all about continuing the up and up. Able to qualify through as the final driver in your heat. And then from there, of course, you made that jump and continued gaining positions. With that said, I'd like to talk about the track itself. Did you see any of that multi-groove action that benefited you on the circuit?
No, Lanier locks down, and it gets to be pretty one lane around the bottom. So I don't think there was going to be many people running up around the top. So it was it gets to be a bit of like a freight train, so you just try to wait for someone to bump somebody out of the way, and then you try to just fill that hole, and that's how you're going to move up through the field, basically. So that's pretty much what I did. I don't know what happened there coming out of four. A few of the guys in front of me got together and caused a whole bunch of mayhem there, and then the restart happened, and was able to pick up a couple more spots. So that was pretty much all there was to it, just picking and choosing and diving and dodging everyone's messes.
And it looks like tonight it works out quite well to sit middle of the podium, Anthony. If you have any final comments you'd like to send out, the floor is yours.
I just want to say I appreciate everyone here at Outlaw putting this up for us to do. I thank my wife, Sherry, my teammates at FTN, Super Dirt Car, Swan Speed Shop, High Mom Lens, DJ Sim Shop, Vertex Graphics, Expert Installation, Castleberry Flagstone, Shaggy TV. Dave, for you coming out and doing the broadcast, and again, everyone here at ODS.
Anthony Morano, second place on the day. Thank you again for your time.
Thanks, David.
And of course, with one more driver we'd like to hear from, third place here in our podium lineup from the Sportsman Showdown. That's Justin Veal, finishing second in heat number 1 and making it third overall.
Yeah, I had a really good car all night. In the heat race, it was a good race between me and Bo. We was I don't know, I think we threw sliders probably almost the whole race, and then he finally was able to, I think coming to the line in the heat race, it was 0.016. So it was definitely a good race and definitely a close finish. But I appreciate him racing me clean. But yeah, my car was really good in the heat race.
The heat race, of course, setting you up very well to make the distance in this event. Fighting toe-to-toe with eventual pole sitter Bo Krebs. You think if you got that top spot, you would have held it?
Yeah, I don't know if I could have held it. I mean, it looks like, we was the same speed. But I may could have held it, may not. If I could have found my line that my car was light, I probably could have held it. But I'm not really sure if I could or not, because he was quick too. I mean, we was both fast, so I would have tried my best to held it if I could have got around him. But I didn't want to wreck him or both of us wreck and make us have to go to the back. So I believe if I could have got around him, I would have tried my best to held it. But I don't know if I could have.
And now, of course, looking back on this race, 358s with a crate mod package, you think there's anything else you could have done to keep making those moves up the circuit?
Yeah, I made a couple mistakes. I made a couple mistakes back in the middle of the corners and entering the corner. I got a little loose. I was trying to drive it in a little too hard. And I messed up a couple laps by doing that. But I believe if I could have, kept the pace as I was doing after I messed my mistakes up, I believe I could have been better than I was.
That said, Justin Veal getting the job done for P3. Just about a second off of the race victory and taking away third place. Any final comments you'd like to send us?
Yeah, I just want to thank the Outlaw Dirt Series for doing this. They put on a great show tonight. It turned out really good. Turned out having a lot of people in here, so I really enjoyed that. I'm enjoying for getting this opportunity, to come run this race tonight. And thank you for doing the broadcasting. And yeah, I had fun tonight. I enjoyed it. It was a good show.
Justin Veal getting the job done tonight for third place in number 20. Thank you again for stopping by.
Sure, thank you.
Veal on the move. The checkered flag falls on an exciting dirt race, the Sportsman Showdown here in Lanier. Through 40 laps, your podium reads as follows. Third place in Justin Veal, second place in Anthony Morano, and Logan Herbert comes through in victory lane tonight in the 611. With that said, taking it back to the dirt is always exciting, and we'd like to thank the Outlaw Dirt Series for the opportunity to course, bring it back to Braselton, Georgia, and do things a little bit different than we typically try to do. Here from FTN Broadcasting, you've been watching coverage exclusively here of the Outlaw Dirt Series and their Sportsman Showdown for its first ever running. Of course, if you'd like to tune in for more coverage of dirt action, we might be coming at you with more special events, but tonight we come through from the virtual Lanier National Speedway. I've been your host, commentating and producing. I'm David Kreutz, and if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated, and we love to see all the brand new faces coming onto the channel once again. From the Outlaw Dirt Series on FTN Broadcasting, we congratulate Logan Herbert for getting the job done and taking race victory, and we hope you have a fantastic night.